Okay, folks, today we're going to test this 1969 Chevrolet factory AM/FM radio. This radio was an option on 1969 Chevrolet full-size, so that's like Impala, Caprice, Biscayne, as well as Camaro, Chevelle, and Nova. So this fit all of those models. And the 69 model year radio is pretty unique. It has a side connector panel that uses a connector specific to the 69 model year, and then the rear fins on the radio are actually slanted. If you see, they're at an angle here. It's wide down here, narrow on top. Finally, well, maybe not finally, there's a couple other things, but there's a multiplex eliminator plug on the back of the radio, and what that does is if you pull out that plug, you can plug in the factory stereo multiplex adapter and make this radio a 4-channel stereo radio. Finally, for 1969 and 1970 actually, the numbers on the dial are actually tinted kind of a greenish tint instead of being bright white like in other years. And yeah, this radio is all original. It does have some cosmetic issues. There's surface corrosion on the case, which of course you won't see when it's installed. The lens has a little bit of sun checking on this side. You can see it right above my finger there. And the dial, the AM dial is quite nice. The FM flip dial, the numbers have some just deterioration. You see the 88 is kind of a little thin. The 100 is a little thin. So once it's in the dash, it's not even going to be a thing, but it definitely it should be mentioned. Anyway, the radio, it looks nice overall and it works great. So I'm going to show you that it's working now. We'll start on AM. Let me tell you that my AM signal where I live here is kind of weak, and that's not the fault of the radio, but just where I live here. If sometimes the camera goes wild when I look up at the hillside, but if you look in the hill, we live way deep in a valley. I mean, look at the size of the horse up there. Also, we're in a steel building here, so between the two, it really affects the AM signal. Again, not the fault of the radio, but just where I live here. So keep that in mind. You'll hear kind of a squealing on AM, that's the steel building, and the weak reception from about halfway on the dial on down is due to the valley. So again, just keep that in mind. We have it hooked up to a 12-volt power supply, an antenna, and the correct 8-ohm speaker, and we're going to test it. So this is the first station I could get to come in at all, and then as we move through the dial, you'll see some more solid stations coming in. See, there we go.
I would say it to point out the absurdity and the evil of it.
And they were not well to do. Last second.
I should probably also mention, I'm testing this without a knob, which is kind of hard on the fingers, and it reminded me, so there's no knobs included with this radio. The knobs are the same as an AM radio for this AM/FM mono radio. So if you have an AM radio now, you can simply take your knobs and put them onto this radio. If you need knobs, the reproductions are very nice, or I probably have a set here that we can work something out on. I just know that most people have knobs and I only have so many. So anyway, if you need knobs, feel free to get a hold of me and I'm sure we can work something out. Anyway, there's AM. Here, one last station there. Now we'll switch over to FM. You can see the dial fully flips over to the FM dial. Very loud.
Fiestas que no me han invitado.
Anyway, really nice reception.
And she may have to take them for life.
Anyway, all the way through the dial, just nice reception. finally I'll show you the push buttons work here. And then finally I'll show you how to set a push button. So we'll find a station we like here. Let's say we like this station. Pick any push button we want, pull it out, push it back in, and then no matter where we go on the dial, we can go right back to where we were. Anyway, if you've been looking for a factory AM/FM radio for your 69 Chevrolet full-size, Camaro, Chevelle, or Impala, look no further. This is a really nice one. Like I said, there's some small cosmetic defects, but nothing to write home about. If the lens bothers you, reproductions are readily available, so you could install a new lens on there. And yeah, again, all the push buttons are real nice. Just a real nice original radio, guys. So don't miss it.